Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha'arakat. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I want to give peace, blessing, and salutations out there to the hopeful elect, wherever you may be, scattered among the four corners of the earth. Alright? This is Samak, Ya'ala, if you don't know. And I'm coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So yesterday or the day before, there was a shooting that took place at an elementary school. Now I was reading about it. They said that the suspect was Salvador Ramos, which Northern Canaan, I believe he's from the tribe of Issachar. Appealing from that name, you can see this is his grandfather here, and it appears that he's been living with his grandparents, and they said that before he went to the school, he shot his grandmother to death and drove off. I just want to go hit a few scriptures, concerning rebellious children, and this is why you can't raise children in society, especially when they're not under the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay. In the kingdom, we're not going to have any of this madness for our people, where your kid just has a demon jump on him one day and feels like shooting up a public event. That's not going to happen. All our children will have the laws, statutes, commandments written in them pursuant to various scriptures, but one that comes in mind is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 36, and I'm going to start at verse 26. Okay? A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I'll give you a heart of flesh. Okay? And I'll put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. So there you go. The Lord is gonna give us the law, statutes, and commandments, and take away pretty much the stony heart is referring to the flesh that we're in. Because under this body we are subject to sin. No? Under this body we are subject to sin. So once the Lord takes away this fleshly this stony heart from us, we'll be perfect, just like it was in the beginning. And then it's funny how everything comes full circle. How we fell off, we got cast in these chains of darkness, and now we're coming back into that full state that we were, before Eve took of that philosophy. So I'm gonna play this video, and it's kind of heartbreaking. This older Jake, he didn't know what was gonna happen. He didn't know that his grandson had plenty of demons on him. I was even hearing rumors that he was a transgender, and what he would do is he'll dress up like a woman and do all these crazy things. So this kid had lots of demons on him, tons of demons on him, and he decided to just shoot a elementary school up. And I believe this is a real shooting. I don't think this is a fake one. It doesn't strike me as a fake one because of the reaction towards it. The fact that the shooter was dead and all that. It doesn't strike me as a fake shooting. So I'm gonna play this video.
Room alone?
Yes. Sometimes he would go. I'd take him to work with me. Not all the time, but I would take him to work.
And it didn't seem like he went to school very often.
No, well, this past year he didn't go to school. He didn't graduate, but he didn't go to school.
Why?
I don't know. You tell them, and they think they know kids nowadays. They know everything.
Did you notice that He was growing disturbed? Was he becoming
No.
upset? Was he any
He was
different?
very quiet. He was very quiet.
Everybody says he almost didn't talk very much.
No, he didn't talk very much.
Did he talk to you?
Oh, just when we go to work or here or there, you know.
What kind
But
of
very, very, very seldom.
what kind of things would you talk about?
No, we never did have a conversation. Just I remember he would tell me sometimes. I remember when I was little, I would carry him, and he would tell me things like that.
Why didn't he live with his mother?
They had a what you call it, probably problems or something.
And so it was his birthday last Monday? Turned 18?
Yeah, on
The
on the
16th.
16th or something. Yeah, last week I think it was birthday.
Yeah.
My wife took him to Applebee's to eat supper or dinner or whatever. It's a
Did you-
shame.
Did you know that he bought those weapons?
No, like I
Yeah, you can see the older gentleman, the Jake, he's very distraught. You know, this is Proverbs 22 verse 6. Let me open in a new tab. It says here, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You know, yeah. Let me go read it again. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So if this Jake grew up under the law, statutes, and commandments, not even on that, but if he grew up in this ministry, if his parents, if his grandfather knew about the truth and taught it to his children, and his children taught it to his children, you know, they wouldn't have issues like this. But of course, everything also needs prayers, because when you're in this world and you're in this darkness, plenty of demons jump on you to do some untimely things. You know, the scriptures talks about the darkness, you know, the valley of the shadow of death. And in this shadow of death, in this very valley, because the valley is like the lowest point. When you look at a ravine and you look at the valley of it, and then the deepest points, America is like the deepest of death, because death is all around here. You know, death is everywhere, but death happens here the most. Why? Because this soil that we're standing on is cursed, especially from the Heavenly Father, you know, and is destined for destruction. This is a society that will not last. Okay, that's why the scripture says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Okay, I'm gonna read Deuteronomy 11 verse 19. Let me start at the 18th verse. This is Deuteronomy 11 verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets before your eyes, and ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Yeah. So anytime you get the chance, speak up these sayings to your children. You know, let them know, reteach them. Okay. Proverbs 22:6, it says, "Train up a child that he may not depart. So when he is old, you know, roughly translating, you want to teach your children at least the basics so they can have a covering, okay, from the evils of this world, because this truth is like a shield. It's like a buckler from the wiles of the devil. That's why the scripture says this. It says, put on the armor of the Most High. What's the armor? This truth, you know? And really the armor is the name, because the scripture says that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it, and it's safe. Okay? And we know that everything, you know, is orchestrated by Yahweh Shem Shai, but I'm saying there as an edification, you know, as an edifying, as a lesson to our people, that we need to come under the laws, not even that, but come on under the banner of Yahweh Shem Shai, because again, the laws won't save you. Doing all these sayings won't save you, but the number one thing that the Lord is looking for is faith, you know? And our people, they have faith in the wrong things. They have faith in these different gods. In fact, let me go ahead and get this scripture right here. Okay. This is Jeremiah 2, verse 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, Okay, this is they forsaken Yahushai. Okay, their heritage for what? For Cesare Borgia, for Allah, for Buddhism, for Buddha, for Hindu, all these Hindu gods, for these Norse gods, whatever Jake is, they have forsaken Yahweh Shem Yahshai, their living waters, and took out these broken waters that gives them no answers, you know. For my people have committed two evils, they have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Yeah, they're now spiritually dead. Okay, they're like the dry bones in the valley, and this water, which is Yahushua, this word, he's like the water that'll quench your thirst, you know, and bring you back to life. Okay, he's like that breath of life that was in the book of Genesis that the Lord breathed on Adam and he became a living soul. Why? Because he had the law, statutes, commandments written in him. He had the oracles of righteousness written in him, you know, how to deal righteously and whatnot. He was alive, but when he received the oracles of the Mosai, he became righteous. Okay, he became alive righteously. You know, he wasn't like a walking beast without knowledge, you know, without wisdom, without instruction. And that's what the majority of the nations are. They're like beasts without instructions because why? They don't have the law, statutes, commandments, you know, and ultimately they weren't called by Yahweh Shemashai's name. But they will learn in the kingdom. It's going to be a learning process, and we're going to have to break down that pride in them and show them the right way. And once they accept this right way, and once they understand it, they're going to rejoice because they're going to bring life, you know, and they're going to see the benefits of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, which is what I'm patiently waiting for because this world is under the wrong management. To being the Idumeans or the Edomites, okay, the Edomites. They are the worst managers of history, you know. The Elamites have never effed up the world like this. The Cushites, they almost messed the earth up with all their idolatry, but still, you know, at least the earth was cleansed and clean. Only the Edomites will go as far as dumping plastic in the waters, pumping the oceans with mercury, filling the airs with chemtrails and aluminum and all these different metals that hold no weight, that only want to destroy and break down your body. This is Esau. This is the Idumeans. These are the Edomites for you, you know. So going back to, I think I wanted this right here. I called for this, but the Spirit led me to something else. This is Ephesians 6. Let me go ahead and click here. Ephesians 6 verse 11 says here, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And what's the devil? Okay, now there's a spiritual and a physical counterpart of the devil. The devil means deceiver, but what we're doing now is standing against the physical through the spiritual demon Satan, because the scripture says that he comes through the he comes through the working of Satan. Who through the working of Satan? You can read about it in Second Thessalonians. You know, Esau comes in instead of Satan, he brings that left hand energy with him. He's a manifestation of the devil on earth, you know, and what the devil would do on earth. Okay. Uh, Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. The flesh and blood is talking about the people. We're not wrestling against the Edomites because they're Edomites, you know, and they're humans. We're wrestling against them because they are the physical counterpart of Satan. They are the children of Satan on earth, manifested in the flesh. We're not wrestling against them themselves. We are wrestling against that left hand energy that they're coming with, you know? But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And this young guy, I believe his name is Salvador Ramos, he had plentiful of demons on him that made him commit this act. If this is even a real shooting, because we all remember the Sandy Hook shooting and the beautiful theatrics that Esau played. Now I won't go too deep into it, but I'm gonna say this: that Sandy Hook shooting was the fakest shooting I've ever seen. You know, it was the fakest shooting I've ever seen. This right here, you know, it's kind of believable, but then again, I haven't done my research on it, so I can't really expose it. If I do ever come across information exposing this shooting, You know I'm gonna do a video on it, Lord willing. Okay, so let's go back and read a few more scriptures. It says here, uh, this is Proverbs 29 verse 17. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. So they never. I have a feeling they never rebuked him. They never corrected him. They just left him to himself because the scripture says a child left to himself shall become willful, and he just went and did his own thing. And it also comes in the fact that this dude, this Jake was emotional, and pretty much he didn't know how to control his emotions. I can bet you that he didn't grow up with a father. He grew up without a father because they talk about him being with his mother before, but where's his father? It shows you that the father is very important in the household. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read this right here. It says Ephesians 6 verse 1: Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is the right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in nurture and admonishment of the Lord. Now it talks about obeying your parents in the Lord. It's also talking about your spiritual fathers. But then again, we're talking about the carnal aspect of it, obeying your actual earthly fathers and mothers, because they're the ones that are pretty much will give you that peace, that stability later on. A man that has no rule over his own household, how can he rule other people, other men? You have to learn how to rule your household first before you move on to other things. And majority of our people, they grew up in unstable households. It all goes back to the curses. That's why we need to get up out of here. Again, Micah 2:10: Arise ye and part, for this is not your rest. Okay, for it will destroy you with a sword destruction. This is not our society, our kingdom, where we're supposed to chill, have a family, and think about the future. We got to get up out of here and what's it called? Uh, Function in society like we're in a hurry. Because this is not our dwelling place. The scripture says that we have no dwelling place, but we seek one to come. Roughly paraphrase. So, this is a good one. Proverbs 22 verse 15. It says here, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. Foolishness is bound in the heart, meaning the mind of a child. And the scripture says that the mind is desperately wicked. Who can know it? So this boy is this. I'm gonna call him a boy because it looks like mentally he hasn't grown up. They said that he was a quiet lad. It looks like he'd gone through a lot of trauma. Uh, Maybe with his mother or his stepfather, whatever. He gone through a lot of trauma, and that trauma built up, and he unleashed it on kids. Through the left hand of Yahweh Hashem Yashai. This is why we have to watch over our young ones, especially our younger generation, because they're the ones that will pretty much carry on our legacy, you know. But again, going back to the kids of this days, you have kids going up shooting guns, and uh, if you go down there in Chicago, the main ones that are doing those shootings are little kids, shooting up the place, all this and that, little kids, and these are the same little kids that have no fathers and have no father in their household. They don't have a male figure in their household, and it's sad, but this is this is the curse that the Lord has laid up upon us, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But the thing about that is, that we don't have much long until the Lord cuts our punishment. Going back to the scripture, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from it. That's why it's very important, for a man to watch over his children. Going back, we we do this. Uh, All this is going in Psalms 37 verse 7. Rest in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Yeah, Esau, the Idumeans, the Edomites, they're the ones that are pretty much bringing out these wicked devices to destroy and do away with our people. But like then again, the scripture says that if Esau can do away with the ornaments with the stars of heaven, then will he do away with the seed of the children of Israel? But that can never happen because the Lord put a promise on this, that he will give us the kingdom and take care of us. That's why the scripture says it is in your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Okay, because this is the promise that was given unto us. Matthew 11 verse 28. Go ahead and read more. It says here, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." Okay, that's the key point. Learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. This Jake didn't have rest unto his souls because he did not know who he was. He was in the darkness, scrambling about, and he suddenly one day he just lost it. And this is the problem with not knowing who you are, because it leads you to be in this confused state and in this dried state, like the dry bones in the valley. And once you're, especially in Israel, when you're a dry bone, you know, you become in thirst of water, and you start looking for answers, and then the demons get on you, and it's just a bad case, and you end up doing something crazy like that. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Yeah, that's why the scriptures talks about this light affliction, far not exceeding the weight of glory that's coming, the eternal weight of glory. Because what we're doing now, the yoke that we're carrying for Yahushai is not going to compare to the weight of glory that we shall receive in the kingdom. So this is just a quick admonishment, a few words that I want to say on the shooting, if it's even real, because Esau also likes to fake things out there. But Lord willing, this lesson was edified unto the elect, and we need to get out of here, man, because our children are even suffering. The nation of Israel are under heavy yokes in Babylon or wherever they may be, but primarily here in Babylon. You may have some little freedom here and there, have it a little bit easy outside of America, but then again, Esau, the scripture says that the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. Okay, so wherever you are, Esau also has you in captivity. Okay, as a nation, as a nation of Israel, Esau has you under captivity. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. And until the next time, shalom.